Don't forget it. Yeah, that
That's
would really suck.
part.
That would have really sucked. Yeah, I've been in my little bubble for 3 days now, so I have not seen any news. I have not seen anything. So I'm actually in a good headspace. I've come here today for you to ruin that for me. So
All right.
what do we
Well,
got going
Ben,
on? Yeah,
let's get to it, baby.
buckle up. Put your helmet on.
The samurai of sadness is upon you.
All right.
So, I don't even really know how to get into all this in context, other to say than in 2016, when Donald Trump was running for president, we didn't have riots every 4 years. We didn't have protesting every 4 years. It was only until he got elected that the left decided, well, we're going to start protesting everywhere about everything all the time.
Yes.
And then it got boring. And then we had the summer of love, thanks to fucking George Floyd, which we all know it wasn't because of George Floyd. It was because they flooded ghettos with money to have people go protest. And when you give low IQ people, and that's what started all the craziness. It wasn't the black people there that were actually concerned about their community, because they're concerned about the community. They're not interested in burning it down.
No.
It's their home. Right? So, hang on. Something's fucking biting me. Sorry about that. So, anyways, you pump a lot of money into low IQ areas and say,
Right.
hey, go and protest and riot. They take it too far.
Well, they don't give a
Have
shit about the community. They're not from there. They're just getting paid to be there.
No, well, some of them are from there, and the problem is they don't have impulse control. You know that.
Well, that or they have no skin in the game. They're renting, or they don't own anything to.
Right. Well, them burning down a CVS is fine.
Yeah, because
they'll just build another one.
Right.
The companies with unlimited funds. Forget the fucking people that live in the neighborhood that have to work there, and now they don't have jobs.
Or that's the most convenient place for a diabetic or an asthmatic or whatever to go there to get their medication that they need. You know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Not to mention people's prescriptions that were sitting there in the bins waiting to be picked up the next day. And then you show up to get your prescription, and guess what? Your CVS is burnt to the ground.
So, anyways, these protesters have decided to start making this a 4-year event. So now we have protesters, and not only do we have protesters, we have the dumbest human beings on the face of the planet, because what they're protesting is just so stupid. Just you're protesting in favor of one of the largest terrorist organizations in the world that rape and murder women, that throw homosexuals off buildings, that kill people who are mentally defunct, like people who have mental retardation or extremely low functioning human beings. They kill women regularly, right? They kill children regularly. I mean, they're savage people. I'm not saying that probably in their way there are some good people in there. I'm sure there are. I'm not going to fucking paint with a broad brush, but we're talking about Hamas here. We're not talking about people.
Yeah, we're talking about folks that have decided that they are going to go join the fight, and get into this whole we're going to start blowing shit up and killing people and paratrooping into a rave and slaughtering people. Yeah, that's the kind of people we're dealing with here.
Right.
Yeah, we got
so. Because you were locked away, you did not see that over the weekend, the protesters at Columbia University decided that they were going to take Hamilton Hall, which they did. They broke the windows, they went inside, they took the hall. They also took prisoners, hostages. The janitorial staff that was in there got stuck in there with them, and they would not let him out, because once they got in, they barricaded him, and one of the guys was trying to fight him to get out of there, and it just wasn't working out for him. The video I'm going to show you is courtesy of Fox News. It's what's his face, Lawrence. I can't remember he's a black guy that works there. He's only been there a few years now. Yeah, he's nice enough. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he says, because he's kind of establishment-y, but he does a good job here trying to kind of get to the bottom of this. But wait till you see this shit, dude. This is gonna fucking make you so angry. All right, because again, we're dealing exactly with what you and me are used to talking about, these kind of skinflint people who are fucking useless human beings, dead inside. They have no principles. They're just celebrating this new thing again. So here we go. This is the very short interview, and you'll see why it's short here. And
do you feel like it was right to hold 3 of the janitor workers hostage within inside of the building?
I think that's a really false narrative.
That's what the janitors are saying, that they weren't allowed to leave.
I think that that's a really false narrative.
Even if the janitors are saying that, you're saying that that's not true.
I think that it's a really false narrative that the students took anyone hostage.
How do you feel about some of the Jewish students saying that they don't feel safe here on campus?
I think that this is also a really false narrative that's being promoted.
Do you think October 7th and the attack is a false narrative? Do you believe that some of the women were raped?
My colleague just came back.
So this is what happened.
Can you get out of my face, please?
So this is what you see at these protests. Once you get into the nitty gritty of what happened on October the 7th, the rape of women, what's happening there, they deny what happened. As you know, that is actually factual now, that the janitorial workers were blocked inside of the building. And anytime you bring that up, the Jewish cause, the Jewish people, the kids that feel unsafe on campus, they deny the reality of it, guys.
Okay.
First of all, that broad doesn't have brain one in her head. She has no idea why the fuck she's there.
She's a dope. A dope.
Yeah, she doesn't, dude. She is exactly the Joe Biden voter you would expect.
Yes.
That is one potato brain bitch, just like her master, Biden. Like,
yes.
I feel like that's a false narrative. Well, how astute of you. Very articulate. I can see where those tuition fees are going.
Those big bucks.
Yeah, educating that mind of yours.
Well,
false narrative. I'm like, well, was the janitor in the building against his will, and he wanted to leave, and you guys did not allow him to leave when he wanted to leave?
Yeah.
Yes. So therefore, you took hostages, sweetheart. They just don't even understand the gravity of the situation of what they're doing.
No, they think because they're LARPing. This is all one big live action role play. They're playing characters. They think, like I said the other day, they think they're in Game of Thrones. They've watched too much TV. They were locked in their house too long, and they watched too many series, and they think that they're all boss bitches and that they're the star of the show.
No, I don't think you could put it any better than that. LARPing is exactly what this is.
That's what they're doing. They don't.
It doesn't even make sense, like you said. Like the Palestinian people culturally. I'm not even talking about the terrorist element. I'm just saying culturally, the Palestinian people are diametrically opposed to the lifestyle of these people and everything they say that they believe. Makes no fucking sense. So the idea that you're protesting to free Palestine is asinine at best. Now, if you were out there saying, I'm just against war, like the hippies back during Vietnam, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want there to be but then you'd be protesting Ukraine and Russia, but what good does it do? You can protest it all you want. Nobody gives a shit. Do you think Putin's just going to stop? You think Zelensky's just going to stop? And I always fuck up the Hamas and the Yochum Sama. How the hell do you say the Israeli prime minister's name? Netanyahu. Thank you. I can never, dude. I hear it 1,000 times. You do not want me trying that on my own. Just reading that one, by the way.
Yeah, dude. But that's one of those things with you, dude, where you fucking mix up your words.
I think I'm dyslexic, is what it is. I just never went.
No, I don't think it's that.
Anyway.
Just saying.
You think any of those guys give a flying fuck about these kids or what they're doing?
No,
or their opinion about anything, like it's really doing anything.
And furthermore, if I ever walked up to a place and that's the spokesperson that came out, I would just grab her by the side of the head and push her out of the way. Get out of my way. I'm going in here. Fuck out of here, stupid.
I'd hand her a popsicle and tell her to have a seat.
Get out of here, little girl.
Yeah, here's a popsicle.
With your dopey ass self.
Go have a seat over there. I need to find an adult.
I think that's a mischaracterization.
A false narrative.
A false narrative. No, that's right. Same
Which makes it even stupider.
Yeah, that's a false narrative. But the people said themselves that you kept them in there. Yes, but that's a false narrative. Wait a minute. You kidnapped people and kept them against their will, and they said that actually happened. Yes, I understand what they're saying, but that's a false narrative.
I don't. They speak in memes, and slogans and buzzwords. Like that's all. That's how they talk. Like
dudes with low IQ people do.
Right.
You don't have any. There's nothing there.
Right. Like it's crazy. It's crazy town.
Have you ever heard somebody like from the ghetto, like they clearly had didn't even care about school, never went to school, nothing, right? When they're fighting, they repeat themselves over and over and over again. Like, I'm gonna get this bitch, I'm gonna get this bitch, I'm gonna get this bitch. And why they're fighting? Yeah, because it is your brain sliding back into that lizard function where it's just as absolute base as it could possibly be. And you're just basically making noises like you would if you were a wild animal still. But instead, because we speak languages, your brain is saying something that it comprehends.
So
and it's no different for this.
These kids are QAnon was right, and these kids are actually lizard people?
No.
Possibly?
No, the lizard portion of your brain is the deep portion of your brain. It's the most base model.
They're lizard people. It'd explain a lot. They were.
If they were lizard people, it'd be a lot easier to get rid of them.
Yeah, it would be. It would be
just
a lot
turn the air conditioning on and say,
hey, let's turn this air way down.
You know they're not lizards because they're complaining about global warming. If they were lizards, they'd be like, keep those fucking rocks up. I got to warm this belly up, dude. I got a fucking 6-pack of flies showing up in an hour.
Dude, that's a false narrative.
It's a false narrative that we're lizards.
All right, enough of this bitch. What else you got?
We're actually descendants of great dinosaurs, which were more than just lizards.
See,